Hello guys, my name is Cyber33 and this is Python in 10 minutes. In Python, when you put a hashtag before anything you type, it becomes a comment. Just a simple text that does nothing when you run your code. As you can see, I have just an empty line in the output. If I type x equals 3, y equals 4, it means I have two variables, variable x and variable y. These variables can be integer or float or maybe strings or boolean, which means true or false. In real world projects, you might have thousands of variables, so it is better to choose a meaningful name instead of x, y, z. For example, I have my name variable, which is a string, and the value of string is cyber.33. I just defined three variables. If I run my code, again, you can see nothing in the output. To see them in the output, I can use print function. Print parentheses and your object inside parentheses. This is not a comment, so when I run my file, you can see I have printed this sentence in the output. I can print my variables as well. The text, the variable x, and variable my name. But what is a function? How can I define my own function? A function could have one input, many inputs, or without input, and must have one output or no output. Def space a name for your function. Inside parentheses, you can have your input's name and then close the parentheses and column. In Python, if I am inside my function, I must leave an empty space on the left in the next line. It means inside this function, I have a print function. But this is not the function output. Function output is return. So I get A and B and return A plus B. No empty space on the left, so it means I am outside of my function. So I call my function with variable x and 10. My function is called and returned 10 plus 3. But didn't show us this 13. I must print the value of my function to see 13. The result of line 8 is this one, and the result of line 9 is this 2. In Python, you can sum two string by putting them together. So if I call print summation hello and my name, it puts them together and prints them. Function is called hello string plus cyber33 string. In Python, we have 4 different ways to define a variable with multiple variables in it. First way is defining a list. A list could have multiple variables, repeated variables, numbers, strings, or any other variable in it. I can access the length of a list. In my case, length is 9, which means the last item has the index of 8 because indexing is started by 0. If I print list index 0 and list index 8, I get first item and last item, which is 5 and A. In list, I can edit items or reorder items easily. I change the first item to 33, a string 33. If you say mylist.append, inside parentheses, you can add another value at the end of your list. My first item is changed and I have another item at the end. The next way is defining a set. In set, you cannot have repeated variables. you cannot have any order, which means you cannot have any index. If I print my set, you can see I have no repeated values, and the order of numbers is changed randomly. I can get the length of the set. I can check out if an item is inside my set or not, and I can add things to my set. That's it for the set. The next way is defining a tuple. Anything inside tuple is frozen and unchangeable. All you can do is reading values of tuple. You cannot change them unless you convert the tuple into something else. Just like before, I can get the length. I can get any items in any index. And that's it. The last way is defining a dictionary. I have keys, name key, name value, age key, age value. Defining keys and values is related to you. I just define another dictionary with the same keys and different values. I can print my dictionary's keys. I can print my dictionary's value. You can do many things with dictionaries. For example, if I want to access this jack, I can type mydict1 index name, just like this. Or I can put them together inside of a list, put dictionary 1 and dictionary 2 together. I have two people inside my people variable. Then I can access people index 1, which means the second item of people list. Then index age, which means 18. That's it for Python data structures. The next step is learning to work with if, else, and booleans. I have these variables, and I want to print x is greater than 0 and x less than 0. Let's see what happens. First one is false, second one is true, because x is less than 0. If I put this thing inside type function and print it, it shows me the type of this variable, which is boolean or bool. Now I can say if x is greater than 0, print positive, else print negative. I can say if x is less than 0 and y is less than 0, print both negative. I can say if x is less than 0 or z is less than 0, print at least one of them is negative, else both positive. I can say if z is equal to 0, print z is equal to 0. If I run, I get nothing because if is not true, and I have not defined else. I can say if xyz is less than 0, print all negative, elif or else if xyz are greater than 0, print all positive. Anything else, they are different. Okay, next thing to learn is loop. I have a list of these even numbers and I have my name variable. I can say for I in even, next line empty space on left, I is even number. And this is the printed result. I can say for I in my name print I, which prints one element of my name each time. I can define j to 0, then say while j is less than 5, print this, and each time add 1 to j. J starts by 0, becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. When it becomes 5, I get out of my while loop. The most powerful part of Python is libraries. You can go to your command line and install any library you want. There are thousands of useful libraries to use. In my case, I say pip install pandas library. Now I can import my library and perform many complex tasks in just a second. For example, I have a list. I want to calculate the production of each item in this list. In normal way, I have to create a loop and perform production and return the final result. But using pandas, I can easily say pandas.series mylist dot production. 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6. 6 multiplied by 4 equals 24. If I change it to 3, 3 multiplied by 3 becomes 9. 9 multiplied by 4 becomes 36. That's all for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you learned anything new, don't forget to like the video and subscribe and share this video with the people who need it. See you in the next tutorial. Goodbye.